The third beta of the new iOS 26.1 is finally here, and now we're moving to a weekly schedule where Apple will release a new beta every week. And this update is great. It performs really good, and I will show you guys that in a second here. But also it brings new features and changes, and a really interesting new feature has been revealed that is coming to your device most likely with the next updates. So before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now first off, we're starting with the settings. We have a new section on the settings app. So if you head on to your settings and then go under general, you will see now a new section for local capture. Just underneath screen capture, you will now see local capture. Now, even previously, you could actually have access to these settings, but you had to do it through a toggle on the control center. And now you can actually go under your settings and you will have the settings here for local capture. First of all, you will have the save location where you basically choose where you want to actually save your local capture. So you choose a folder within the Files app. And then right here, if you don't want to record the video, you just want to record the audio, you can just simply enable this switch right here, letting you just record the audio without video at all. There is also another option under settings. If you go under the accessibility settings and then you go to touch right here, you will find a new setting that has been added with iOS 26.2 beta 3. It is called prefer single tap actions. So basically by enabling this, it will let the user interface basically require just a single touch instead of a slide action. So if you prefer that, then you can go ahead and enable this setting right here. There is also a brand new icon for Apple TV. So basically Apple is rebranding Apple TV. I believe Apple TV Plus will just now be Apple TV, but you can see the all new icon right there. It has that like glow right there at the bottom of the letters. It actually looks really nice. Now previously you just had a black background with white text and the icon. Now we have that little like coloring glow right there, which looks really cool. Moving on to the control center, and we have a few changes here as well. First of all, you will see that the bounce on the control center is now much more present. So if we go here to the control center and if we have like a couple of pages, you can see that like bounce animation that we get right there. It is actually pretty cool. Also, the reflection here on the toggles has changed. It's a bit brighter now, and you will notice it right here. You will notice it also on your icons on your home screen. It just makes like the glow around the icon that we get that reflection effect just pop up way more. Now here's another really interesting thing that is happening to my device here on the control center. I believe this should be a bug because I haven't seen it anywhere else and like no other user has reported this. But if I just add the connectivity toggles and just go to the big one, if I just make it large like this where it takes up the whole page, you can see it just removes the backgrounds from all of them, and it actually looks really nice and very clean. There's also a small change here to the alarm screen. So now the snooze and the slide to stop buttons are a bit wider here. Probably know with the previous beta, Apple has added the slide to stop here for alarms and timers as well. Now they have just adjusted it, making it a bit wider. And I think also the colors here, the orange color, it's a bit brighter. Now here's the really interesting feature I'm talking about, and it is called a notification forwarding. Now this has not been enabled yet on iOS 26.2, but it is here and it has been found on the code, so everything is basically there. The settings for this upcoming feature are there, and this has been reported by Aaron right here on X. It's actually really nice. So it's a feature that will basically allow users to see notifications on a third-party accessory. So you will be able to just forward your notifications to another device. This is really awesome, and these right here, you can see the code right there where all the different settings are for this new feature that will most likely be enabled on the next beta or maybe even with the final release. So notifications forwarding, a big new feature coming to your device with iOS 26.2. Now one section where iOS 26 has never failed since its first beta back in June is performance. It is actually really good when it comes to performing, and you can see the Geekbench score right here with this latest beta. Even though there are less than 24 hours since actually I have installed this beta on my device, and it will require a couple more days to actually for the update to settle in on the device and perform as it should. It is still really good, and it gives like crazy scores right here. You can see the single core score. This is the first time I see above 3000 on this device, and then the multi-core score is 7678. Now you can see we can compare it right here to the previous beta, 2986 right there on the single core score, and then right here 3006. Now of course we have a slight drop here on the multi-core score, but it's not that significant, so it is actually really good. It performs really well, and even using it, I've been using it of course since it was released, but that's like less than 24 hours, but it has been quite good. It is really fast, and of course very stable. So what's next for iOS 26.2? Well, I was hoping that this will be the last beta of iOS 26.2, and that still might be the case, but I'm not that sure because this update, beta 3, has a build number ending with an E. Usually the last beta would be ending with an A, maybe even with B, but the A should be the one that will indicate that this is the last beta. So in my opinion, we might actually see another beta next week before we move on to the RC version. In that case, let's take a look here at the calendar. In that case, the 20th will be the day that Apple releases iOS 26.2 beta 4, which then most likely will be the last beta, and then the 27th should be the day that Apple releases the RC version of iOS 26.2, which again is the last beta release to the devs before they move on and release the update to the public, which most likely will happen on the 3rd of November. So in this case, we will have 4 betas, the RC, and then the final release. It might happen that they release the RC next week, you never know, but these are basically the 2 days, so just like to finalize it, we're either getting this update released to the public on the 27th of October or the 2nd of November. So, should you update or not to iOS 26.2? Well, if you're currently on iOS 26, I would update if you just wanted have all these cool new features that they have released with this update on your device. Now is the great time to update. It is good, it is stable, it's not like you will have glitches or you won't be able to use your device on daily basis. It is very stable for a beta, and it has been since it's released. Actually, nothing major, no major problems with this update. So if you just want to try it and you don't want to wait for another 2 weeks, then yes, you can go ahead and update right away. So that's basically it for this video, guys. This is the new iOS 26.2 beta 3, an amazing update with cool new features and of course great performance. So that is it. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe for more, and I'll see you on the next one.